readmeproject.com. The title of our project is Testing Conformance of Lifecycle Dependent Properties of Mobile Application. Let's see the brief explanation of our project. The operating system of Android required to conform an lifecycle model of an application. In this paper, we test the lifecycle properties of an application. The main motto is to design the application lifecycle feature. Our lifecycle model contains on create, on start, on resume, on pass, on stop, on restart, on destroy algorithm, where on create is used to create the main application. That is, when the activity start work, it begins the algorithm with on create operation, and it start, and then similar to on start algorithm also, when the activity start work, it begin with on start application. When the activity process it work with an on resume algorithm. When the activity need to move from one activity to another, the on pass operation works. When the previous application gets stopped, it works with the algorithm of an on stop. When we need to come back to previous application, on stop operation works. When the activity end with the destroy algorithm. In our existing method, we refer to process related state of an application and allow transaction between these states. And in our existing model, we cannot save the complete state of an application, and the process slowdown are undertaken the existing model. In our we propose a testing conformance of lifecycle model. Our testing approach is based on unit testing and assertion testing. The application refers the process related state, where each part of an algorithm were get tested. No data were lost and does not take time to account. Efficient to use this method. Let's see the flowchart of our project. This is a flow diagram. When the activity is get launched, work with on create operation, and when the activity starts it work with an on start application, and when the activity starts begin with work, it work with an on resume activity. When the activity is running and when we need to go with another one activity to another, the first activity will get pass and it move to another activity, and this time the on pass operation will get work. Previous activity will get stop and will begin with the work. When we want to move again with another activity, the previous application will get killed and it move to an on create, and the same process will get continued. And when we want to stop the entire activity, it goes with an on destroy operation and the activity is get shut down. This is about our flowchart. Let's see the demo of our project. This is our first module, implementation of life cycle activity. This is our activity A. When the activity start begin, this is our first form, that is activity A, and this is our when we want to start the activity B, that is activity B. This is a start B button, and this is a start activity C button, and this is when we want to finish the activity A, and this is a finish A button, and this is a dialog button. And this is a life cycle method list, that is the on resume, on start, on restart, on stop, on pass, on resume, on start, and on create button. And when we are going to this is our activity status, that is that now the activity is in a work, that is an on resume property, and now here the activity is started. When the activity begin, it work with on create operation, and when it started its work, it will work with an algorithm of on start and on resume property, and the activity A have all these methods. When I want to move the activity A from activity B, that is I am going to move from one activity to another, that is I am going to click on the start B button. Here when I see the status, that is the activity A where get stopped and the activity B is in resume, that is now the current activity B were in working, so the activity B were in resume here, and now the activity A were get pass and the activity A were stop and the activity B were on create, start, and on resume. And when I need to move again to the activity A, going to click on the start A button. Here where B were get destroyed completely and A were in resume, so B were in on stop and on destroy, where A were in on resume, on start, and A again I had come back to the activity A, so A were in on restart operation. When I click on the again, when I want to move to the another activity, that is either activity B or an activity C, now I am going to click on the activity B button, that is I am going to click on start B button. Here the process activity status as activity A were get stopped completely and activity B were in resume. When I click on the start C button, that is I'm moving from activity B to activity C. I came from one activity to another, where here when I check on the status, the activity A where get start and the activity B where get start and the activity C is in resume. And when I see on this method list where the activity A and B were an on create, on stop, on restart, on stop and on pass. And when I click on this, when I need to move again to the activity B or activity A, here I can see the status as activity A and C where get stopped and the activity B where in resume. When I click on the finish B button, and the activity B where get destroyed and the activity C where resume, that is it's currently working, we are in activity C, and the activity A where stopped. If we need to move to the activity A, we can move. And when I click on the finish C button, here C where get destroyed and I'm currently in activity B and A where in stopped. When I click on the finish B button, where here B and C were get destroyed and A were in resume. When I click on the finish A, I am coming out, that is the entire activity were get closed and I came out of an application. This is about our project. Thank you.